Hey, cool. Look at that. We're live.
Yeah, right.
Nice. Nice.
And our third is
It's traveling vacation, sounds like, right?
yeah, playing in Tennessee.
Nice. Nice. Yes, round of applause.
I wonder if he brought the like his kids and stuff, or
I think
he.
it sounded like he was, but I don't know. I don't know when the kids go back to school unless he's coming back like over the weekend. But he said they're going to the mountains or something?
Yeah, Smoky Mountains.
Smoky.
I should see what bourbon manufacturers are in the Smoky Mountains and tell them to go pick us up some bourbon.
There you go. That wouldn't be so bad.
No.
Did you have a good New Year's? You guys party?
No. Like I said in our chat, the 3-year-old spiked 107.4 fever.
That's right. That's right. You had her in the hospital. So she's doing all right now?
Yeah, she's doing okay now.
Finally broke that fever, what, after a couple days?
Tuesday,
Dang.
Wednesday, somewhere around there. Yeah,
She was
you know,
sick
had
before,
her.
wasn't she? Before that, like last week or week before that, even.
Yeah, everybody. The
It's
both
going
girls.
around.
Yeah, they had October. They had strep. 6 weeks later, they had strep again.
Oh my god. What are you gonna
Patty
do,
Melt
right?
got a cold. Yeah, Patty Melt has been down for the count for I don't know how long.
That sucks.
So like 3 weeks, I think she's had a cold. So
Yeah, we had it run through
yeah.
here right around like Thanksgiving, beginning of the December, and then yeah, like by like right around Christmas time, everybody kind of was just getting over it,
Yeah. Yeah, we
which kind of
had it,
sucks.
and
But
then yeah, it is what it is. So how about you? Did you get some partying on or?
no, we didn't really do much of anything. We tried to stay up. The grandson wanted to stay up, but he didn't make it. So
That's all right.
yeah, it's like I don't know. We just don't go nowhere because it's like yeah, exactly. Plus, the daughter was home from school, so we weren't gonna leave her
Nice.
home alone. So it was good though.
Yeah, heck yeah. No, that's fun. When'd she go back?
They're taking her back tomorrow. Actually, I'm staying home because I gotta coach a basketball game.
Coach, all right.
Yeah, the grandson plays on the team, and I'm like assistant coach,
All right.
and like I did the practice on Wednesday because the head coach was out of town. We had a lot of kids who were out of town too,
Yeah.
so we did our first practice. Our first game is Saturday tomorrow.
Oh, nice. Good
So
luck.
we'll see. Yeah, we'll see how it works. I mean, he's not going to play because he's going to be taking. He's going with my wife, take the daughter back
Okay.
to school. But it'll be interesting because it's a bunch of like third and fourth graders, so like
Yeah.
8, 9 year olds, and
Hmm.
some of them like you can tell they've played sports before and played like basketball because they get the basic fundamentals. And like then there's like like my grandson and a bunch of the other kids, they haven't really played basketball like organized in that way, so a lot of the
Yeah.
rules and stuff like I was surprised that they're gonna do they're gonna
Street ball.
call yeah they're gonna call traveling uh what's the up and down, they're gonna call with the hands, the double dribble. They're going to call
Okay.
fouls. They're going to do foul shots. So like depending on if you're fouled shooting, you get the 2 or you get the 1, depending. They're going to call the 5 second rule. Like they're really like
All right.
for third and fourth grade. I was surprised at how like strict they were with the rules, especially with kids that like never really played organized sports like that, organized basketball.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it's going to be interesting to see. We did a scrimmage against one of the other teams. Wednesday we were practicing. We shared the gym with them, and so we basically had an hour, and we were supposed to be on each half of the full court. We were just doing half court practice, and we had talked to the guy before, and we're like, hey, we're sharing the gym, so we'll each take a half hour, get the kids warmed up, and then we'll do a scrimmage the last half hour to get them used to playing.
Yeah.
And like it's weird because like again, you could tell the kids that have done it like did it early on or practice a lot or have training because they're really good at it, and then there's kids that are like just we want to go out and just have fun, and that's what we're trying to like impress upon the kids is like it doesn't matter like whether you win, it doesn't matter what the score is, it doesn't you're there to
Bullshit.
have fun, you're running
What's
around.
what's the point of playing?
Well, at that age, you know what? You're just getting them into it. They don't care. They don't want to. Nobody wants to lose, obviously, but like they have to understand that yeah, there is winner and loser. But like when we did baseball with them, their big thing was like, oh, what's the score? What's the score? It's like don't worry about the score till the end of the game. We want you to go out there and play because part of the issue you get is if they're down by like 10 points, then they figure, oh, we suck, we're gonna lose, whatever, and then they get that mentality and their play suffers. So like, the big thing they tell you is don't let the kids like get to that point. Let them just play and then worry about it, at the end. And then there's parents that inevitably get like out of control and it's crazy, but I mean, it's fun. The kids enjoy it. It's not too bad.
Fuck it, winners and losers. You don't win, you're a fucking loser. I
Well,
lost plenty of times.
yeah, I did too. I mean, you and I were on the same little league team.
Yes,
We never
yes, and yeah.
we didn't have that participation trophy shit. You either won or you lost.
I remember I was always an automatic out. If I didn't walk, I never swung the bat. I was always too much of a sissy to swing the bat, and I guess I was scared. I don't really know. But I was like the automatic out.
Yeah,
I had a cannon from the outfield, but I couldn't hit. Well, I was too afraid to hit. So one day I was like, in my mind, I was going to a game. I think we were probably still playing together with
yeah,
Karen, and I'm pretty sure you were. We were
yep.
the Astros, and
That's right.
I'm
We had
like,
that girl on our team. That was like unheard of.
yeah, the pitcher, yeah, she was a good pitcher too.
Yeah,
At least at the time. I know. What was it? I was like, you know what? It's getting towards the end of the season. In my mind, I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm swinging. I don't care. I'm gonna go
yeah.
down. I'm gonna go down swinging at least one at bat today. First at bat, took a swing, cracked it out, hit it out of the park.
Nice.
I was like, all right. I was this much of a sissy, and from then on, I was hitting.
Yeah.
I
Well, I
was
think
I was
that's the
doing
thing
pretty
is
good.
like once you break through that that barrier, that's like the kids get that they get that push, and I think that helps. It's like
Yeah.
it's about positive reinforcement too. I think like when these kids are playing, like we don't like we were doing the scrimmage, and one of the kids like missed a shot. He got like you could tell he gets like all upset with
Suck,
himself.
loser, make the shot. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
brick,
I'm coming.
airball.
I'm coming, and I'm gonna be a heckler.
But it was like that was the thing. Is like you just like, oh yeah, don't worry about it. Good shot, good try, whatever. And it's like I they're gonna get enough of that shit when they're older, whether it's like next couple years, high school, and future. They don't need that now. They want to do it to have fun. They want to go out there. Half these kids probably, it's weird because you can tell the kids that don't want to be there because their parents put them in,
Yeah.
and then you can tell the kids that like they're like, I'll give it a try, but they're like phoning it in. It's like there's the one kid that just sits in the corner and spins around, running around the 3-point line, and it's like, whatever. Like, what am I going to do? Like, kids, they're like 8 and 9 years old.
Yeah, that was probably me.
I can't yell at them. It's like, I'm like, hey, come on, and they're just like, whatever. It's like, during a game that's going to be a little bit different, but I don't know.
Oh, by the way, I'm marked safe. I'm safe today. I didn't buy a
Safe today.
Stanley Cup from Target or Starbucks.
Oh
today.
yeah, I heard about that. What was that all about? Actually, you know what? Hold on one sec. I got family. give me 1 sec.
Family. Not more important than family. But I'm sure anybody else here knows what the Stanley Cup stuff was. Was. Sorry, it's been a long 2 weeks. Patty Melt's actually had a Stanley Cup. I know John's not on, but Patty Melt's had a Stanley Cup for like a year or whatever already. So
1 year?
maybe.
What?
No, I was I was filling time actually.
That's all right.
Patty Melt has a Stanley Cup. She's had one since it wasn't a year. I said a year, 6 months. I don't know.
So what was the deal
summertime.
with that? Like I saw like women were like fighting each other to get these damn things. What the hell was that?
All it is a stainless steel cup, like a Yeti kind of thing.
But it's a
That's
cup.
all- It's a mug. I could get one.
It's that like pink one or whatever, right?
Patty Melt's got a pink one, yes.
Yeah. Oh, the
but
Valentine's Stanley tumbler. What the hell?
This one's red. All it
Yeah.
is a stainless steel cup, and the 7-year-old has been the last couple days she's been talking about wanting one. I'm like, sweetheart, no, you're not. I'm not. If you have money, it's your money. if you want stuff, it's your money. You need to learn how to,
Well,
budget and
I, I,
etc.
I maybe it sounds a little like misogynistic, but why is it only women fighting over this crap? And like, why now? Like, I get
Oh, yeah.
like, I get when like they had years ago you had people falling all over each other at Black Friday for that $30 TV or whatever the hell it was. But
Mhm.
like this shit, what are is it just a bunch of like basic bitches and they're like Ugg boots? They got to have the same mug as Oprah or whoever the fuck like puts it on social media, and they all
I
got
don't
to
even
feel
know
like they
how.
got to be like her.
I don't even know how the damn thing started. To be
So
honest with
it's
you.
got to be somebody on a somebody Facebook or TikTok had to have done this. Like this
Yeah,
shit just doesn't happen out of the blue.
Instagram. I think
Yeah,
because we were talking, Patty Melt and I were talking about that today, and I think it was Instagram.
I saw I just linked the article, but I saw a thing pop up on YouTube, and it was a short. And the thing is like with YouTube, Instagram, Facebook Reels, whatever, TikTok, like everybody uploads it everywhere, so it's all over anyway. But it's like I don't know where the hell it started. I saw it on YouTube, and it was like literally people like rushing, like they were camping outside of Target when it opened, and they ran inside to get this fucking mug. It's like what, like a bunch of soccer moms. Like what do you got nothing better to do with your time? I don't get it.
Yeah, it's the Ray Dunn of 2024. I almost forgot what year it was.
Oh my
Um,
god.
Welcome to 2024.
That's right. Yeah, this is the first episode of a new year. New year, new episode. That's
New
right.
year,
We
new episode.
we haven't
Yeah.
streamed in like 2 weeks because of
Two-
sickness and holiday and all that crap.
uh,
So
yeah. Last week I was at the ER.
yeah, I actually I put the live thing. I gotta do some maintenance on the YouTube channel. I gotta make a new season thing so I can tie this one to the new season.
Oh, there we go.
I've just been doing the seasons by the year. I mean, I figured we
That works.
started at the end of the year 22, ended last year would be the first season. Whatever.
Yeah.
We pretty much stream whatever we can. We broadcast whatever we can. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, pretty much. I'd like to thank our sponsor today, Blue Pill Studios. They
That's right.
they're great for any of your AI generated images.
Yeah,
So if
they're
you
on.
need any
I
kind of
think they're
AI.
on Facebook and Twitter, I believe.
Mm-hmm. They sponsored my dandelion tea.
Dandelion tea. What the hell is that?
There's supposed to be some crazy health benefits to it.
Like what? Like is it actually made with dandelion stuff?
Yeah.
Well, I know you can eat dandelion, right? Can't you? Like you can eat the flower part of it, I think.
Yeah, you just you dry it out. I can't remember all the benefits, so I'm pulling it up. Sorry. But yeah, you could just go out to your lawn if you don't treat it and dry it out.
So what do you get like a powder you mix in with like water or something or?
Oh no, this is just tea bags.
Oh,
It's
okay.
got potassiums, minerals, electrolytes, stimulates your heartbeat. Can filter your kidneys.
Nice.
The saccharides in the dandelion are known to reduce stress on the liver. It's supposed to have anti-cancer properties.
Nice.
Um, digestive ailments. Yeah, may prevent urinary tract infections. We should have given that to the 3-year-old.
There you go.
But there's just some like the anti-cancer benefits and stuff like that. Like let's see. Relieves hangover, digestive issues, vitamins and minerals, can lower cholesterol, can detoxify the body from caffeine, which I think we all know I need that. Supports the liver, promotes healthy skin,
Nice.
healthy urinary tract, bone health, balance your blood sugar levels. It acts as a natural diuretic, treats anemia, and fights cancer.
Sunflower, right? No, not sunflower.
Dandelion.
Dandelion.
Dandelion root. Yeah. I usually drink it hot, but this is all that was left, and I wanted some
They
ice.
make it in a pill. Oh yeah.
I just drink
Dandelion.
the tea.
Okay.
Tea bags, yeah.
Because the other thing I take milk thistle, which is supposedly really good for like brain, liver, kidney function. I just Googled. It looks like they actually have a dandelion root vitamin. Yeah. Huh.
And turmeric. Turmeric's another good one.
I do 1,000 milligrams of cinnamon
Okay.
in
Yeah, sure.
capsule form, which is supposed to help with like blood sugar, stuff like that. I mean, I don't know if it works. I haven't really done blood work in over a year, but
What I've really gotten into, there's a place up here, and I would love it if they could sponsor us, but I know they're not because
vitamin shop with
theoretically,
two E's.
no, it's called the Space, and it's called the I think it's IV hydration bar.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah. Where they give you the bags and you basically,
you get an intravenous cocktail of vitamins, like the Myers
yep,
cocktail. If anybody
yep.
doesn't know what the Myers cocktail is, look it up. There's a ton of health benefits, a ton of like weightlifters and stuff like that. Take it. I haven't done it because, no offense, I'm scared of needles. Pay no attention to the tattoos. Um, but I do go in for booster shots, and that's just a shot, which is a needle, but it's
Yeah,
smaller, and I don't see it going into my butt cheek. You could do B12. You can do. My favorite one is what they call the Triimmune, which has glutathione, vitamin C, and magnesium, I think it is. Glutathione's like the granddaddy antioxidant. Excuse me. Um, let's see the space. I
I'm
don't think
looking.
I'm technically their demographic, you know,
Okay,
because I'm blue collar.
yeah,
You know, I'm just not even that I'm a guy. It's just the persona that I put out because it's
sure.
it's very it's very
Oh,
holistic.
I just realized there's a ketamine and IV infusion treatment clinic right down the street from me.
I love it. I when I get the
What the hell is
uh
ketamine? Like, what does ketamine do?
oh shit, what's ketamine? I forget. I know what ketamine is. Ketamine
Depression,
is
anxiety, PTSD, OCD, bipolar, suicidal, substance abuse, chronic
used for
pain.
induction of anesthesia. Huh. It has some hallucinogenic effects. Let's see. I'm sorry. I if I would have known we were going to talk about this, I would have had this
No, no, I
pulled
don't
up.
like. So they do ketamine treatments, vitamin infusions. Let's see, IV nutrient therapy. Huh.
IV and hydration bar, which makes me want to go spend some of my Christmas money, and because I'm due for my glutathione. It's been a while. Last
Amino
time I got it,
acid, amino acid, B vitamin, ascorbic acid, glutathione.
glutathione. Yeah, like this IV place, they offer the B12, which I got the B12 first. Um, and I felt a boost, a little tiny bit. Like when I first drank a Monster, I felt a lot of boost. When I
Yeah.
got this, I felt a little bit of a
What
boost.
does that cost usually?
$30 for a shot.
It's not bad.
Vitamin D shots. The Triimmune. It's glutathione, absorbic acid, and zinc. Excuse me. It's supposed to boost your immunity, but the
Yeah.
glutathione and absorbic acid are kind of anti-inflammatory, so to speak.
Okay. Okay.
And it was wonderful. Like I had zero pain, and it was
Nice.
great. Like my hip was fine. Everything
How
was
long does that
perfect.
last?
Um, I think mine lasted probably like 3 weeks.
Oh wow. That's
So
not
I
a
mean,
bad deal.
you can get it once a week. You can get it weekly,
Yeah.
but I because I wanted to see how long would this last. Do I have to
Right.
go weekly? Because it's $30. You know, can I do it once a month and still have benefits? And I
Like,
I
see,
think so.
I get that the chronic pain in the neck, and I wonder like if I go to like a chiropractor and get their alignment crap, but I don't see that crap scares me because like if they screw up, you're pretty much you're fucked. Like
I don't subscribe to chiropractors.
yeah, I hear good
No,
and bad, and it's like I don't know, I'm on the fence with that.
I know people that go all the time and they're like, "Oh, I went and it was
Swear by it,
freaking
right?
great
Yeah.
and it was amazing," but they still had to go back to get the pain taken
Well,
care of.
that's what I don't get is you're really just masking the issue at that point. You're not resolving it. Like, okay, if I know it's like an issue with like my neck and vertebrae or something like that, like my options are basically going to be if it's like a disc or an issue, surgery or like the spinal fusion crap like that. Like I that's like a last resort for me because that is supposed to be really painful. But like
Yeah.
I don't want to deal with that crap. So it's like, what's the alternative? Either I can do, I can get away by doing some stretching and exercises at home. I've got some stuff that my doc gave me. She's like, yeah, you could do some home stretches, some neck, stuff you can do. And I'll spend
When
like,
I
like a half hour in the morning doing it. If I'm ready for work, I'll sit here and do it or whatever. And it's like it helps, but like it's only masking the problem and it's not long term.
it was a Hennessy Ram. Oh, Dan just saw a Hennessy truck.
Nice.
Oh, God. Probably 1,000 plus
It's the
horsepower.
Venom, right? Isn't it the Hennessy Venom?
Probably.
The Venom GT, yeah.
Um, I got a guy. He's out in Sugar Grove. Like when I hurt my shoulder, um, yeah, hurt my shoulder bowling, people. Real tough contact sport. I was drunk, held onto the ball. It was the last ball in the 10th frame. I was going for a 300. I ended up with a 298. Still got the ring. Not the 300 ring, but the 298 ring. Hurt my shoulder. Was never the same. Always had pain. Went to the doctor. Oh, let's do physical therapy. Okay, cool. Rock on. I did what I was supposed to do. Still had pain. Nothing was, torn or anything like that. I still had pain. I was like, why am I going to waste my time if I'm still going to deal with this? So this was 2004. Fast forward to 2011, I want to say. 2012. I can actually tell you pretty much close to the exact date. Um, when was this? 2015, so about 2014. 2013, 2014 is when I went and saw this guy. He's out in Sugar Grove. His name's Brian. I don't know what he did, but I went from barely bench pressing 185 pounds in the Smith machine to benching 430 pounds full range.
Wow.
So with zero pain.
Damn.
So, it's I think he charged me $60 10 years ago. So it's probably somewhere in that neighborhood now. But no offense, I'd give that a shot because
Wow.
I seriously had zero pain. I have zero pain. Well, not right now, but I'm sore as shit because I benched 335 the other night. But um, a little under, but I mean it's still 300 plus
It's
pounds.
just,
But
that's about 300. That's about 300 more pounds than I could bench. Let's put it that way.
um, well, I don't have spotters. I don't have the community that I used to have. I don't have
Yeah.
and I benched the 400 before I tried Anavar. So that was
Okay.
before I was natural at that point. I was not on any kind of juice. Um, so if you want this guy's number, Brian DeFalco is his name. I can give you his number. It is the most painful thing I've ever been through.
Huh.
The back of my tricep here was as black as my shirt for like 2 weeks.
What did you end up doing? Like, what was it? Like stretching or
I have no fucking clue. It's I want to say it's like an aggressive massage, basically,
wow.
like super aggressive. Like his hand was, I've never had a man's hand so far up inside me before.
Oh,
Like
that's
he
not
was
right.
going up to my, in through my ribs,
Oh my
a
god.
little bit. Like it was painful, so freaking painful. But I do it again in a heartbeat.
Because
I
it
want to go
worked,
see
huh?
him. I want to go see him for my hip because it worked. I had zero. I spent months in physical therapy, and
Yeah.
Oh, you want pain medication? You want this? No, I'm good, thanks. I can deal with this. Saw him literally one time, one, and that
Dang.
was it.
That's
So
crazy.
I I I need to contact Brian and be like, hey, I'm coming down. You know, $100 done. It's it's worth it
Yeah.
because my right shoulder is proof to me.
Nice.
Anyway, you know,
Yeah, sometimes that's the best. Like I watch there's guys online I see I'll watch videos where they go to some like chiropractor guy and he does all the cracking and shit and he uses like
that
the hammer with those little tools like and they always look like they're in so much pain, but then when they're done they're like, oh, that's the best feeling ever, like I've got no pain at all. And I'm like, I don't know, like is it really worth it?
yes, yeah, exactly. It's is that where he works now? I mean, don't get me wrong, because basically, like, you're popping your back or you're cracking your knuckles and things like that. I mean, it
Yeah,
feels great. I'm not gonna lie, but
it's got to
I
be
saw the
rough.
guy. I saw the guy one time,
Jeez.
one, and I had no pain.
I'm looking
I,
at the camera, I gotta clean up this freaking room, man.
let's
I was doing
see.
work and I got the ceiling fan up. Yay. I gotta adjust my camera though because it's down low under my monitor. And I
Yeah,
noticed when I was looking at it earlier today, if I tweak it up a little bit, the light on the fan is like so freaking bright. So I think what I'm gonna do is get my camera and put it up above my monitor and like look down, but I gotta clean up all the shit behind me.
Reiki. Is that what it is? Is that what he did? I don't care what he did because it felt great.
Oh, the
Uh,
procedure.
is he Hinkley? Or is that Sugar Grove? It's out towards DeKalb. That's all I know.
Oh, like sandwich and all that area.
Yeah, somewhere out there. Stickney? No. I'll get his information over to you. I don't remember exactly what he does or what his like specialty is.
Yeah,
Brian DeFalco.
Shane Falco, Washington Sentinels.
Personal trainer, massage therapist. Oh no, he does not live in Arizona. Oh
Ah,
no.
you moved, huh?
No, he didn't. What the hell? Okay. His ex-wife sent me a message years ago to support his business. So I will
Ah,
look to see if I can find her information.
okay.
Where is she? Where I can find that, and then I'll link his business page. What the hell? Why do I not? I don't know. I'll look for it. It's. I would give it a shot to be honest with you, because like I said, if it's $100, worth every penny. Worth every penny.
Nice.
But yeah, I would go. Anybody in that area, you got some pain, shoulder pain, etc., go see him. It's the most painful thing you've ever gonna go. Well, men, let me rephrase that.
Yeah,
It's the most painful thing we're ever gonna go through. Women have to deal with childbirth, and well, yeah,
that's got to be
childbirth,
pretty.
I'm sure, is a whole lot worse.
Yep, yep.
But yeah, I forget. Oh, but we were talking the IV bar,
Yeah, yeah.
the hydration bar. What else do they have? They have booster shots. A skinny shot, melatonin, inositol, choline. You could just drink chocolate milk for choline. And I'm not even going to attempt to say this word. They have magnesium because a lot of people have a magnesium deficiency.
Okay, yep.
High dose of vitamin C. We all know what that is. It's antioxidant. You know,
Yeah, helps with
uh,
the immune system too.
They offer Zofran, which is an anti-nausea medication. Toradol. I don't know if you know what Toradol is. It's a non-narcotic, non-sedating, anti-inflammatory pain medication.
Cool.
It's effective for headaches, body aches, muscle, and back
This is all
pain.
like over the counter stuff.
Yeah, $30.
Nice.
It's because the Toradol. It's because it's non-narcotic. Biotin and zinc, which biotin helps with like nails and all that stuff.
Yeah. Hair,
Blood
skin,
sugar,
right?
and then CoQ10, which is another powerful antioxidant.
Nice.
May help treat heart disease, migraines, skin aging, and help fertility. Just what I need to help with my fertility.
That's right. Gotta keep it going, right?
The 3-year-old wants she wanted a real baby for Christmas.
Real baby.
A real baby. So Patty Melt was like, you know, your 3-year-old wants a real us to have a. She wanted a sister or a brother.
Oh, she wasn't
Another
like this.
sibling.
Wasn't like a toy called the real baby. She actually wanted a baby
No, yeah, she wants a
sister or
sibling.
brother. Oh wow.
So Patty Melt was like, hey, I'm like, yeah, no, I can't keep up with the 3-year-old now. I don't even want to know,
I you
what.
know, I don't know. I mean, it had been a while, and then we got the grandson, and I don't know. Boys, I think, are a lot different than girls. Like going through two girls, like it was hell. But like, I don't remember them being as bad as boys are. Like,
Really?
yeah, like I don't like what he's doing now, and he's 9. It's like holy cow! Like I don't remember them being that way when they were 9.
Oh man, was dealing with your girls when they were 7 and 3? Were they just like out of control maniacs?
uh,
Do you remember that far, that long ago?
I'm trying to think because they're 10 years apart. So I think the oldest was, but it may not have been that bad because I think it wasn't really like online wasn't a thing like the that was what 95, 96. The internet wasn't really a big thing. There was no like tablets and stuff to
Oh man, look at that! Look at that
got a
right
haircut,
here!
huh?
Look at that! Oh my God!
Not very flattering. That's why I wear my
Oh
hat.
yeah, we're putting that hat back on because
Nice.
holy moly,
You
that is
just gotta go straight bald. That's at that point.
holy cow! It's the reflect. I need to get one of those little rings. I
Yeah,
had one of those.
that's what I was thinking of, but then I could turn the
So
light off.
so I can get rid of so I can
Yeah.
get rid of these things so they're not washing stuff out and shining off my bald head.
Yep. That's kind of what I'm thinking.
Holy cow, I didn't think I was that bald.
Yeah. I mean, but back to what you were asking about though. I think it's like I just think boys they're different than girls, definitely. But I mean, I think with the girls, it doesn't come until they're older because then you got to
Oh,
worry
don't tell
about.
me that.
Well, dude, then you got to worry about boys. It's like that's, we you
Right there.
you and I were boys. We know what the hell they do. It's like you know how they think, and I think they're a lot worse than we were at that age.
No cap. Well,
They
no, I
got.
don't know if they were worse. I just think kids are
I tend to
shitty
think they
now.
were only because they have access to a lot more shit now than you and I ever did.
Yeah.
With phones and social media and 7 million different porno sites they can go on and it's like I don't even want to think about it.
It took us 45 minutes just to download, a picture.
Yeah, to
Now
see
you
like
can
to
pull.
see Pamela Anderson's pixelated nipples.
Exactly. Now you could pull something up in probably 2.5 seconds.
Yeah, yeah. I don't want to think about it because it's like I don't. I worry about that because it's like with the grandson, like he's on the computer a lot and he does it like right here when he's next to me, and he goes on to kids YouTube. He's still 9, and he goes on to regular YouTube and he watches some stuff. But it's like there's all kinds of shit that's out there, and I mean it's like it's messed up, man. And like I don't know. I think you look at like the stuff I post with the freaking AI images. Like I'm doing that just on my own, just putzing around with shit on my own computer here. Like, imagine what people who are actually putting effort into it and like monetizing that, like, and just
Mm-hmm.
putting it out there. Like that shit's scary. Like that, you
Yeah.
never know what the hell you don't know what to trust anymore. What you're seeing is legit or not, and it's like I think the big thing you got to instill in kids is like don't trust everything you see or read or even pictures and video now, because it used to be like, oh, they can't fake a video. Well, now they can. Like, we've seen it. We've seen people fake videos. You got AI voices that can fake people's voices, and who knows? I mean, it's like you don't know. Like, do your research and do your own fact checking.
I think Patty Melt's gonna slide me a snack,
Oh no, because you asked.
or she's gonna come join, and be on the podcast.
No kidding.
I think she should join and be on the podcast for a minute,
I
so
think so.
people
Is
can.
she watching now?
Uh, are you watching now? We're live, sweetheart. You watching now? We can't afford you. I bought ice cream the other day.
That's right. You put a ring on her finger. That's that.
I liked it, so I put a ring on it.
There you go.
Let's see what her.
That's
She's not
hilarious.
gonna. We can't afford her.
Ferrari.
Blue Pill Productions is sponsoring our podcast today, so
Yeah.
we'll talk to our sponsors about that. I have some SHIB coins I can sell you.
At like 0.005 cents a piece.
Being
So I was looking at something Dan was talking about, or maybe you said about Whitewater getting more migrants.
Yeah, I saw that. That's the first, because I mean, we obviously talk about
Oh, Illinois.
uh, around you getting it, and
Yeah.
I was like, I hadn't heard of us getting them.
No.
You know,
Yeah.
granted, I don't
Wisconsin.
know. Yeah, I don't know if Milwaukee is a sanctuary city or not.
I'd have
But
to look it up. But I think the problem is even like I said, they're like, at least from Chicago, because Mayor Johnson or whatever the hell his name is, the new guy,
I don't know.
he basically put in a law that says they're going to arrest the bus drivers, impound the buses, and charge the company per, like $800, $700 per person on the bus for dropping them off. So now that these bus drivers know that, they're going to cities outside of Chicago and dropping off busloads of people. The problem is, once they get to their destination, the bus driver's like, "Oh, welcome to Chicago." Opens the door, they get off the bus leaves, and they're in, Bufu somewhere in like southern Illinois.
Like Woodstock over
Yeah,
here, but
and
yeah.
it's like, well, okay, now what do you do? Because now that town's got to get these people on a bus or a train to the city, and you don't
Mm-hmm.
even know in the time it takes them to get everything going and organized and corral all these people. Half of them could have wandered off somewhere and are now roaming around their city.
Yeah, exactly. No offense. It's Whitewater. To anybody listening,
Yeah,
it's
it's
Whitewater.
Whitewater.
There's the college there. It's fun when you're younger and drunk.
Yeah,
Outside of that, the town sucks. Run.
yeah. There's not much.
Stay
There's
wherever
not
you're at.
much,
It stinks.
and it's
The
cold
weather
up
sucks
there.
up here. Yeah, it's cold up here. The weather sucks.
Oh, there she is.
Patty Melt.
Hey,
Patty Melt. Where's
are you
Patty Melt going?
freezing her out of the house? Look at her dressed up like that. What is that all about?
Patty Melt she made an appearance. Why is it so cold out there?
I was gonna say, why is she wearing a hat and a jacket?
Are you churning the ice cream?
She's making it out back of the patio.
I mean, don't get me wrong. We make our own butter,
Oh, that's
you know,
cool.
which I much prefer our homemade butter to store bought.
Well, yeah, because you don't have all that preservatives and crap in there.
Like I don't touch margarine because that stuff sucks. But
Yeah, it's all
like
just oil.
regular, yeah, exactly. Regular butter. If I buy butter at the store, it's like a Kerrygold or, I look in the back and as long as it just says cream, and maybe some salt, depending if you like salted butter.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I'll use that, but otherwise, I'll just make the butter myself. Well, not me. Patty Melt will make the butter for us. But, so we get a big butter log.
Big old log.
Uh, make her famous. I'm trying, but your personality is not here to be
Made famous
famous.
about, yeah.
To be made famous. Yeah.
So back along the immigrant thing though, I saw this
Yeah.
thing and I thought I have a link of it. I'll have to send it to the WhatsApp. There was a caravan coming from up through Mexico to the Texas border,
Yeah.
and they said it's 15,000 people
15,000 people. Yeah, I saw that
from
last
24
week.
different countries, which is crazy to me that they're just going to basically rush the border, and they're calling it this poverty exodus. And like
She's going somewhere for ice cream.
Oh,
wait.
that's
Oh,
okay.
where's she going?
Cold Stone.
I'm not going to the. We actually, Patty Melt's birthday was January 1st.
Okay.
So we were supposed to see all our family. Sorry, not to interrupt the migrant thing. So we were supposed to see our family and all that stuff. I was gonna get like a regular cake, etc., etc. But we ended up not. So I'm like, well, you like this peanut butter explosion thing or whatever from Cold Stone. So
Okay.
I ordered a thing to serve 8 from Cold Stone. And I got us Cold Stone. I haven't had Cold
Nice.
Stone in a while. It was okay.
Yeah.
I mean, the cake was the peanut butter was I'm also picky about my peanut butter.
Yeah.
I only get peanut butter with peanuts and salt.
Yeah. Just basically that's it.
Yeah, because anything that's got hydrogenated palm oil on it is trash. If you look at the back of the thing, like Jif or or Jiffy or
Peter
whatever
Pan or whatever it is.
Peter Pan, yeah. Hydrogenated palm oil. Nope, I'm not eating it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not some foo-foo guy, but I do try to eat food that's not
You
shit.
you didn't get your Stanley Cup?
No. I had my Yeti. But don't get me wrong, I enjoy Little Debbie snacks like the little Christmas trees that they had up. I will eat a box. I'll eat a box of those without even
I am all
blinking.
about the cake rolls, man.
Cake
rolls. I would freeze them. Oh, they are the best.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I don't eat shitty food. When I eat shitty food, I eat like,
But you eat
like
the
a
good
box.
shit. You eat the
I'll
good
eat a
shit,
box
not the
of
bad
them,
shit.
No, I'll just eat the entire box. If there's a
Yeah.
box of those little chocolate Little Debbie cakes, I'll smash the box. But
that's like Pringles or any kind of potato chips. Fuck that. I mean, you put me in front of a bag of potato chips.
they're
gone.
fire. They're straight fire.
No cap, for real.
No cap, for real. Oh, God.
That's right, dude.
What?
Did you see? I don't know. They've done it up by you now. What, eight states now have voted to block Trump from the polls, and Illinois just had a motion to do that by like some
That
group.
is election interference like a motherfucker.
Like what the hell? Like I don't get this. So they're basically their claim. So they're saying they believe Trump is disqualified as a presidential candidate and want the state board of elections to block him from appearing on the Illinois March primary and the November general election ballots.
Colorado put him on the bill, back on the ballot.
So they argue that Trump is disqualified by a provision of the 14th Amendment that bars insurrectionists from holding public office. I've never heard anyone say that he was an insurrectionist, even though everyone refers to that day as like, February 6th was the insurrection day by all the people that whatever, January 6th, whatever the hell it was.
But like, happy anniversary, that's tomorrow, by the way.
Oh shit, that is right. That's right. Happy Insurrection Day. Hope nothing bad happens, I guess. I don't know. But like, this is the first time I've ever heard anybody say anything that like, oh, he's an insurrectionist. Like, say what you want about the guy. I don't care how you feel about him, but like, you can't come out, years later and go, oh, he's an insurrectionist. Like, he was not the one doing all that shit. He had his conference or his meeting or whatever the hell. And I don't know. I never watched it. I didn't hear it. I didn't see it. Where people are claiming that he told his people to take up arms and storm the Capitol. I I don't believe
No,
anybody would fucking do that. That's stupid
oh
if you
no,
ask me.
no. Actually, if you look at stuff like Maxine Waters, Nancy Pelosi, and was it Chuck Schumer? They said things pretty damn similar
Did they?
to that. Close, close. I'd have to look up their exact
Yeah.
quotes.
I know. I remember when all that
I know.
happened, but I
I
don't
recall
remember
Trump
like what was
saying,
happening. Like I thought at some point because he was having like some conference and there was people there. He was doing some like meeting or whatever, and he told the people not to do it. And when he found out that they were doing it, he was saying like, "Hey, this isn't right."
protest peacefully,
Yeah, but like
something along those lines.
like I said, I don't care how people feel about him or whatever. That's the point is like you can't go back now and be like, oh, the guy's an insurrectionist. Like,
He hasn't been charged with anything.
right,
Like if you
right,
look at the twit from Maine, Massachusetts, Maine, one of them, she's like, "Oh, I felt this." Well, that's not your job to feel this. You are in a
yeah.
position you have to take the facts. You have to take,
Now,
was he charged with this crime
yeah,
as a insurrectionist? Yes or no?
right, right.
Yes. Okay, then by all means,
Yeah,
everybody should take him off the ballot. Was he
yeah. You
charged
can't
with?
you can't just
No.
claim that. They've still got to
Then
review that and look
yeah,
at that. Yeah, it's like I don't.
then wait. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't. I don't know. I mean, I look at like the people that did that shit, like the shaman guy and all these other people,
That was
and it
walked in by
and yeah, and I'm like, I can you really call it that if they were let in? And then it's like people are like, oh, the Capitol Police let them in because they wanted to avoid a conflict. Well, I get that, but then why the hell did that lady get shot and killed when the officers were barricaded in that room? Like if they weren't going to avoid a conflict, why would you shoot at somebody?
well, they're Capitol Security. No offense. That's like
Well, yeah. I mean, the guys
Secret
were trying to
Service.
break into the room. They're doing their job. I get
Yeah,
it.
you don't
they
fuck with
they were
Secret
found. They
Service.
were found not guilty of doing it. Like,
Oh yeah.
you want to play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. Sorry, the lady lost her life, but you're trying to break the fucking window to get into the council chambers where those people are at. Yeah, I guess you're gonna figure out what it's gonna cost.
Yeah, they'll shoot first and ask questions
Yeah,
never. I
yeah,
mean, no offense. Like these people that pick a president, I don't care. They openly and like on social media stuff like that, they talk about, assassinating the president. And it's like,
but those people like usually they get
are you
arrested and like
are
that
you
shit comes back to
dumb?
bite them. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you dumb? You're talking about I may not like the guy, but I'm not going to sit here and be like, "Oh, I wish somebody would,
Yeah, you don't
take him
say
out."
shit like that.
I'm not stupid. Don't be stupid. Yes, don't like him. Yes, in jest you may say, I wish somebody would blah blah blah. Okay, I understand that, but don't no. They're the Secret Service. Like I
Yeah,
said, they
they
will
don't
shoot
mess
you
around.
and not. Yeah, they won't fuck around and find out.
And
Basically,
that's the thing is I think like people like they they don't realize that it's like they're definitely listening and reading and looking at shit like that as forum like Facebook or Twitter or whatever the hell it is. They're watching that and they're looking for that shit because they know there's people like that are idiots that say stuff like that publicly. And
I'm
those are the
publicly saying
people,
I'm not trying to do that. I'm
right?
using that as
But
a reference.
those are the people that
That's
they pay
stupid.
visits to and go knocking on their door
Mhm.
in the middle of the night and go, "Hey, did you post this stuff about our president? Like you
All of a
wanted to
sudden,
do
I get a
this."
text. All of a sudden, I get a text from the FBI. We know you're not that fucking
Yeah.
stupid, dumbass. Oh
Like,
God, if the FBI or NSA or whoever's listening did that, I'd crack up. I probably would. I'd probably just be like,
you're gonna
"Oh
get swatted
shit."
right now live on stream. They're gonna swat you.
I'm not trying to do that. No.
Yeah.
I'm saying the people that do that are stupid. So,
Yeah. I don't. I mean, that's like
I
I
don't know.
can't I
Yeah.
can't imagine people are stupid like that. That I like.
I'm gonna go down the rabbit hole on this one just because I feel like it. And we were talking about the Miami thing, and we got conspiracy related
Oh
earlier. So
yeah.
I got in the conspiracy mood. We'll talk about that in a minute. Are they that scared of Trump? I mean, Are you that
I
scared?
see.
They still talk about the motherfucker, and he's been out of office for 3
I
years.
I think the thing is because he says he's
3
going to
years,
run.
yeah.
He says he's going to run again or whatever. I get it. I mean,
Run again,
if
great.
if they don't like the guy, fine.
Deal
You're
with it.
entitled to your opinions. Whatever. Biden, Trump, whoever it is. But like, give them a fair chance. Don't sit there and be this aggressive about it because it's like, I mean, you look at like Biden now. Like
You're giving him street cred.
I can't see Biden running another, like, even if he ran again and won, like, he's already at that point where I think he's, it's like Congress. He's too old to hold that seat. Look at all these guys in Congress that were 80, 90, whatever the hell that lady died. She freaking lived her life in Congress. She died in Congress.
What's her name?
Yeah, the like 97-year-old or whatever the hell she
Dianne
was.
Feinstein.
Yeah. I mean, that was her job. She basically, her first position out of school was Congress. She died in Congress. Like, that's the job she held her whole life, and that's all she knew.
And for the record, we're not saying, "Hey, I voted for this guy" or "I voted for that guy." We're just
I don't care who you vote for, honestly. It's like you got to give everyone a fair. The whole point of the process.
Republic. Well, we're not a democracy. We're
but the whole point of that process of voting people in is you give everyone a fair chance. You want to put fucking Ronald McDonald on the ballot. He's got as much a fair chance as Biden or Trump does, if you ask me.
Now don't get me wrong. If it came out that Trump said on an interview or whatever, storm the castle, burn it down, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And egged it on.
Now, I
agree. Take him off the ballot. If he's convicted of it, yes, most definitely.
Do I think all that shit that came out when he was not a politician, when he was a businessman, millionaire, billionaire, whatever, talking about, grab her in the pussy or whatever about the touching all the girls, like, he's a scummy individual for saying that shit, right? Whatever.
Like, no offense. Like, we haven't said shit this
right.
Like,
but I mean, at the same time, like, does that knock him out of the running? No. But let people draw their own opinion from that. Like, if that's the shit that people see and they still want to vote him in, then, like, okay, you're entitled to that opinion. But, like, don't sit there and try and use that as ammunition to be like, oh, he's not fit to be a candidate. You got to pull him off the polls. Well, come on. Any fucking person said in, their lifetime can't be used against them in that matter to say, like, you're unfit. Like, if the guy was a criminal and evaded taxes and has to pay fines and go to prison, yeah, that probably makes him unfit. But, like, just because the guy said something at a frat party or whatever the fuck it was, like, is he a sleazeball? Probably, yeah. But, like, point me to any politician that isn't. 90% of these guys are on the list that, flew to Epstein Island, for Christ's sake, now. So who isn't a sleazeball?
Yeah. So, I mean,
who isn't a sleazeball?
I was actually watching a interview with Shaq regarding Trump. I think it was recently too. I don't remember. It was a short on YouTube where he was talking about.
I think I've
Trump.
seen that one.
And Shaq was like, I forget exactly how he said it, but he's like, the man's straight and to the point.
Yeah.
He's like, if he doesn't like something, he's going to tell you. And no offense, that's a New Yorker thing, at least that I know of.
Yeah.
Most New Yorkers are kind of direct and straight to the point. Now, some people may take that as this person's an asshole. But, okay, I'd rather you be direct and straight to the point with me than, jump around the bush and lie to me,
Well, so. or make campaign promises that they're not going to keep. Like so many of
how many, yeah.
So many previous.
How do I say this? I don't think Biden has a chance in hell of run unless they're actually cheating. I don't think Biden has a chance in hell to beat Trump, especially with what has happened to this country in terms of
Well,
inflation.
I think you've
We're,
hit it
we're
right on
now
the head.
we're,
You
we're
look
out
at
we're
the,
billions to
yep,
Ukraine. We got the war in
hundreds of
Ukraine,
billions.
hundreds of billions. We got everything going on in Israel that seems to have gone down, that seem to have settled a little bit.
Yeah,
I
migrant
mean,
invasions, poverty,
yeah,
crazy. Like everywhere. I
I
honestly,
mean,
I think what I fear the most is they're gonna find some way. The new thing I saw is now about I don't know what this is now doing information security as a job. I follow a lot of this crap, and you watch a lot of these articles and stuff in news where they talk about like all these hacks and data breaches and shit, like the MGM. They shut down the casinos, they lost billions, blah blah blah.
heartbreaking.
Yeah, who whoop de doo, the criminals can't make money in Vegas.
No offense to the hackers. Can you pay off my car? Pay off my
Right,
credit card?
right.
Pay
Make
off
my
my
make my
house?
credit card debt disappear. I
Hack all,
I
hack all you want. One, please don't steal my information. But two, if you're gonna hack, pay off people's shit.
but what I
Please.
get, I love this is when you watch like mainstream media, and I can't remember which outlet it is. I'll have to find the news thing. It was some lady, one of the talking heads on one of the news channels, and she's interviewing this quote unquote hacker, and I'm like looking at this guy, and this guy looks like your typical IT nerd, right? And I'm like, okay, if this guy's a hacker, fine, whatever. But like, he doesn't look like your typical hacker that would hack a casino and all that shit. Like, this guy doesn't have a 9 to 5 job. But he's like the concern they had was about the voting machines now being electronic, and people saying that like, oh yeah, you can tamper with them. And some company, after that election, they claimed that they found evidence of tampering in the machines, was in Massachusetts or something.
Yeah, all
And
over.
they said it was by Russian state hackers, like basically nation state.
Everything's Russia.
Russia or China, basically. Because they've come forward, they publicly fund their own military hacking groups to attack us. It's known, but it's like now there's people that are saying that they're going to use that as an attempt to not have the election this year or delay it.
Heard that.
And see, that scares the shit out of me, because now you're going to leave the guy in there who, to me, say
ballot.
what you want, I don't think he's fit to remain there, because the guy has his problems, just like that guy in freaking Congress that.
McConnell.
Yeah, McConnell.
Where he had to reboot, and everybody's like, oh, he's got to reboot. And I'm like, no, he's shitting his pants.
But I mean, you watch Biden. He's getting to that same point, and it might be age, it might be something else. I don't think at a certain point they're unfit to do that duty.
Yeah,
and
I don't think Biden.
I think your term limits are fine, but like you also need an age limit for a lot of this shit. And I know we've talked about this before in Congress and presidency. You need those limits to prevent crap like that from happening, but also to prevent, I think, those people who have that narrow-minded, like this is what they're focused on because that's all they know. Like,
I don't mind not having term limits, because if somebody wants to run, that's part of the ability that our country offers.
I'm okay saying you get 8 years max, consecutive. That's it.
Oh, I don't mind them being in there for 40.
Well, you got to give other people a chance, and that makes sense because
if your constituents, if you put your name on a ballot and your constituents.
Well, I'm talking more like a presidency type thing, but I think like the age limit I think comes into play. Whereas you look at now, you've had 3 people in Congress die in the last like 3 years, and they were all 80 plus. Look at the average age of our congressmen and women. None of them are, under 60. It's like at some point they're still in that old mindset, that old age of like doing things the old way. And I think it's like you're not going to get anybody new that has new ideas and new things that they want to try. Like at some point, you're not going to put a 20-year-old in Congress because I think they're too new. They don't know everything. But like, look at that the guy. What the hell's the guy's name? The guy that's running for the presidential. He's like 40 years old.
Oh, Vivek.
Yeah, Vivek, whatever. He's like 40 some years old. Like he's the youngest guy. Like to me,
There's
that's
something about that guy. I
well.
like what he says, but there's just
He's a
something.
pharma. He's a pharma bro. He's got ties to pharma, big pharma all around. And I'm he's even publicly said that he agrees with the pharma bro that got arrested for price jacking, Shkreli, Martin Shkreli. Like he's even said he agrees with his, the price gouging, it should be fair and should be allowed. Because yeah, you're making money. But to me, the guy has also got some new ideas and new things he wants to try. I welcome that. Like that's what we need. And it's like if you're gonna keep putting these same people in that have been doing shit the same way, that don't know how to leverage
When I
technology.
voted for Obama twice, and we put a man in the ladies' bathroom.
Well, I get that. But like I don't, it's
Granted, I voted for the guy that got a blowjob in an office too, so I can't really.
As I said, I mean, it's I think at some point, you look at the people now,
my voting record is like Taylor Swift's dating life.
Oh, there you go.
we always pick the wrong one.
Yes. But like you look at now, like there's the kids that are in their mid-20s, early 30s. That's what's coming into office. Like those, like those are the people that.
And Patty Melt was like that.
She was, yeah. They either
huge into politics,
but that's the thing. You look at that. You look at that, and you've got both ends of the spectrum, and it's very divided. You've either got those people that are really heavily into it and want to do it, or you've got the people that have no idea, no care. They don't want anything to do with it, or they tried it and they got out of it. It wasn't for them.
I meant to because we're looking for another village trustee, and I meant to go get a form so that I could run, so that I had, because we can sit here and talk all the shit we want, but if we don't have I look at it as like we talk about steroids sometimes.
Yep.
I had no personal experience with it, so I tried a cycle. I have no personal experience aside from me being an armchair quarterback. So I wanted to.
You want to experience and see what it's like.
Oh, that's my chair squeaking. I was like, what the fuck? So
you want to know what it's like because you want to walk a mile in their shoes.
I want to put my money where my mouth is.
Yeah.
And I forgot to get next election cycle, or next time I see that, I'll get it. We'll do a segment on here where Eric,
I think I'd like to do that. I think that'd be interesting to at least do it and say, okay, now I understand what all the hype is about, or now I understand what you're going through. Because, we come from that era where it's like you don't judge a person until you've walked a mile in their shoes. Well, how else are you going to do that? Like go.
I'm gonna judge a motherfucker whether or not I walk a mile in their shoes.
Well, that's true.
Whether or not they're right.
Well, but the thing is like
you should always walk a mile in their shoes.
Yeah, I can't say like, oh yeah, I know how tough it is to be a village trustee or a president. I never done the job. I mean, I'm sure it's fucking stressful as hell.
Oh, probably.
I'm sure, you look at historically all the presidents we've had, they go into the office all young and full of energy, and they come out and they're gray haired and basically beaten to death. It's like, well,
oh yeah,
I get it. I get it. You're running the country, the biggest, most powerful country in the free world. And that's what you deal with for 8 years or 4 years, whatever it is.
Let's look at the last few presidents. We'll leave Biden out of this because he's still in office. But look at Obama when he went in, and look at him when he came out.
Yep.
And look at Trump when he went in, and look at Trump when he came out.
Look at any of the other ones, Clinton, Bush, all the same shit. They looked like they came out and they looked like. Well, I don't think he did.
Is it the wig?
I don't think he did. I think he looked. You could tell if you look at him, he definitely looked older and more battle worn. And I think it's the same about any of the past presidents.
Right, because everybody's on his ass everywhere you fucking turn. It's Trump, orange man bad. Well, why? Give me a reason why. Tell me why. Because he said grab him by the pussy.
Yeah, But
Because he
like,
doesn't.
but the
Somebody needs
thing
to take his
is,
fucking phone away when he's tweeting on the toilet at 3 in
I
the morning.
I think that's the thing is you look at like someone like you or me.
I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna talk. I thought I heard something out there,
Okay,
so
yeah,
I'm gonna turn my camera off.
that's fine. You look at people like you or me. You know, we get something bad happens or somebody says something about us, and it's like it maybe bothers us, but it rubs us the wrong way or it pisses us off. But usually, like within a day or two, we're done with it. When you get somebody who's in office and something comes out in the news, you know, Trump, Biden, whoever, and somebody says something like that's there and that's 300 million Americans are looking at that and their eyes are on that person because, you know, the people that voted you and that liked you now see this about you and they may sway their views on you. Or you've got people who didn't vote for you that now use this as something against you to try and sway people to not vote for you in the future or not put up with your shenanigans later. And it's like, I I think that really weighs on somebody, especially when you're dealing with that day in, day out, where you're so scrutinized for everything you say and do by everybody, you know, versus a you or me who maybe, you know, your boss may scrutinize you for something you did, your wife may scrutinize you for something you did, but it's not 300 million Americans. So
Yeah.
it's a lot easier for you or I to sit on the sidelines and go, oh, you know, they should do this, they should do that. Uh, I don't know. I can guarantee you it's not an easy job. And do I think they get paid enough to do it? Probably not, you know, but, uh, you know, it's not about that. It's about are they doing what they're pledging to do, what they said they
Excuse me.
do, and
Sorry
they're,
about that.
oh, that's all right. Hey, you don't make excuses, man. It's family.
Because honestly, I thought I heard something. It wasn't. Because no offense, I'm kind of honestly sick and tired of hearing about Orange Man bad when, like I said, he hasn't been in office for 3 years, going on
Yeah,
four now technically.
what
So
I don't what I don't get, and
I'm
this
gonna
is
start asking
probably
people just to be a dick. This is just to be a dick. If people start going Orange Man bad, why? Why is he orange? Why is Trump the devil? Give me a reason why Trump is the
like
devil. I'm just gonna start asking that.
I don't get why.
I'm
So the
tired of
thing
hearing about
is
it.
the thing that really gets me is, and this has only been recently, at least maybe more so because it's been public and we had the pandemic and everybody was watching it and what was going on. But the divide of people, when you look at, you know, you and I growing up, even prior to Trump, like, yeah, somebody would have a bumper sticker for Clinton, Bush, whatever, Bush Cheney, whatever the hell it was.
People respected other people's opinions.
But now you got these fucking guys that are all Trump all day long, all year long. Guys that are putting up the fucking signs all over their houses, putting up they stole the election. Like, that's borderline, like, that's crazy territory. Like, when you get that
There's
invested to the point where you're like, oh my God, they stole the election from him. This is all fake. He shouldn't be there. You know, January 6th didn't happen, whatever. It's like, there's a weirdness to say like, oh yeah, I agree, I disagree, maybe Trump should have won. Then there's the extreme of like, I'm going to plaster it all over my truck, my car, my house, my workplace, my social media, and it's like I don't ever remember seeing it as bad as it was the last, you know, 3 4 years. And I think the pandemic really put a lot of focus on that, though, I think, because of everything that went down and how people felt.
I meant to look to see if anybody's oh, I can't see it. See if anybody's asked questions on our.
I got nothing in chat. I got it open.
Okay. Phew. Okay.
Yeah.
Phew. Okay. Um,
But
yeah,
yeah, I
it
don't I
seems
mean,
like
I
it's
think
bad.
it's gotten a lot worse, and I'm sure, you know, social media hasn't helped it.
No, not at all.
People
But what I,
people being locked up for a year and a half didn't help it.
because what I've been seeing is people. Let's say I like Trump and you like Biden. We'll just put it that way. I'll make I'll
Yeah,
make myself
whatever.
look like the bad guy. Whatever. I tell you I like Trump. and then you attack me, and I say, "Why do you not like Trump?" And then you shut me down. You
Right.
shut the conversation down. That's what I see.
Yeah,
I
there's no valid
th-
excuse.
there's no you were. This is why I like Donald Trump, or this is why I don't like Donald Trump. You
Like,
know,
I'll be honest with you, like, okay, I don't like the fact that he made those sleazy comments. Okay,
yeah.
fine. But
There's a lot of
to
things a
me
lot of people don't
that
see.
doesn't invalidate him from running. Not that I support
There's
that.
ice cream in the house. Yeah. People
Taste test.
have to just
Live taste test.
people have to remember that we have to respect each other's opinions, and we have to be able to still sit down and break bread. We have to
Well,
get along.
what bothers me the most is during all that shit that went down when people started putting up all the shit on their houses, especially. You know, I drive through the neighborhood, I'd see the one guy that's got he's got all the shit up on his house. And it's like, okay, I never knew that guy's views, but like some of that bothers me because it's like if you're that in the trenches and that involved with it and that I guess what's the word I'm looking for? Like you're that aggressive about it. Like if something happens, is
You can
that
come
gonna
in.
if
Yes.
some
Yes.
it,
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
oh Blizzard?
Oh yeah,
Oh
buddy.
wait, let me guess. Reese's peanut butter
What?
cup.
What's that, dear? No.
No, damn. Reese's peanut butter cup's my go-to.
Oreo, chocolate and Oreo.
Oh, nice. I
Hmm.
mean, if they're that invested and that aggressive about it, like if something does happen, everyone talks about like, oh, you know, another civil war, another divide, another clash. Like that bothers me because it's like if that guy is that aggressive about it, like how do I know if I can either trust them when shit comes down to it, or that they're not going to turn on me and try and come take what I have because they want it? Like you know, everyone talks about like, oh, like, you know, make sure you know who your neighbors and your friends are. Like if the shit hits the fan, I'm sorry, my family and my friends, like really you and Eric or you and Dan are like the only two that I would fucking trust if you come knocking on my door. Because like as much as I've lived next to my neighbor for 15 years, I don't know what the hell he's gonna do.
So you get the hell up to me because I have that.
Well, but even then, like that's the thing is like I don't, I'm not that close with my neighbors to that point. And there's, you know, it
Or
reminds me,
broadcast live.
it reminds me a lot of like high school. You get the fucking cliques where people, you know, do their thing and they only talk to these
Mean
people. And
Girls.
this is, yes, yes, I guess you could say that. But it's not just that. It's like I even see it at the school. I see it in the sporting, the sports, the baseball, the basketball, you know, going through that shit now. Like it there's a divide and that scares the shit out of me because if something happens, like I'm gonna really start questioning like if my neighbor comes knocking on my door going, oh, I need some food or something. Like, do you really? Or like, you know, are you just trying to get into my house because I got food and you don't, you know, type shit.
Hmm.
You know, like, and I don't know. I think people, you know, what makes it worse is now, you know, here, especially Chicago and the suburbs, we got all these immigrants showing up that God knows where they're coming from, what their backgrounds are. You know, are they criminals? Are they legit looking for asylum? Are they good people? Are they bad people? I don't know. And if somebody's approaching me or my family on the street, in the mall, whatever, like you got to be hyper vigilant and hyper aware about what the hell's going on around you because the shit can change in a minute. And we've seen it. We've already seen people get fucking carjacked the next town over in the parking lot of the Walmart by immigrants that they bust up here in July. It's like, well, what the hell?
One of my buddies.
Brain freeze, brain freeze.
Brain freeze. So whatever I say, you gotta give me a minute. Woo, that's good. It's down to about here now.
Nice.
It's almost half. One of my buddies was going to the Schaumburg Improv, and I guess
Okay.
there's been some carjackings around there recently.
Yeah.
So his wife asked him, are you rocking anything?
Yeah.
Rocking any protection? He's like, I didn't have the heart to tell her I had the Glock 19 on my hip. I had the Smith & Wesson on my ankle, and he's like,
Huh.
I had the other one back here. I'm like, oh, all right.
That's a little too aggressive for me, but
There's always there's no limit to the amount that you can carry when you have a conceal and carry license.
true. But you're only going to use one at a time. I mean, it's not like
Well-
you're going to dual wield with any accuracy or any sort of.
Well, the idea between carrying at least two is you have a bug. You have your main,
Yeah.
and then your bug, your backup. In case one jams, you can grab it and go.
Or they
But-
wrestle you for one, you let them have it and pull the other one out and get them. Yeah.
When the cops are minutes away, seconds count.
Oh yeah. Well, even that's the thing is like, if the problem is, and this isn't anything that's ever going to change, but nobody ever calls the police until shit's already happened.
Mm-hmm.
Because
That's with
obviously,
everything.
I'm not going to be like,
happen
I'm not going to call the
change.
police and go, oh my God, there's a brown man standing outside. He's going to rob us. No, that's not wrong. That's profiling. That's illegal. Like, whatever. But like, if it's, oh, there's a brown man outside, and he pulled a gun and shot somebody. Well, now it's kind of too late. But
Exactly.
but that's the world we live in. You can't, you're not going to walk around judging everybody and going, hey, what's this guy doing? What's that guy doing? Because you can't. And I don't think like you can't live your life in that zone. Like,
Situational awareness. You
But-
just have to pay attention to your surroundings.
yeah, it's in situ's good, but like you can't spend your life profiling everybody as you're walking down the street, because you're never going to have any meaning in your life, and you're never going to do anything with your life. You're just going to be like, I'm looking at that guy, he's going to rob me, or that lady's going to attack me and take my wallet or whatever. It's like, no, you can't do that. Like, I get it. It's there's a, and that's, I think, where like you said, being aware of your surroundings, aware of, fucking there's like, anytime I go any place now, I'm looking for an exit. Like, what's my exit strategy if something goes down? Because this is the world we live in, and it's sad to say that, and it's probably a bad thing to say, but like,
I've been doing that for like 20 years.
oh well, yeah, but it's more prevalent
Either A-
now. It's more prevalent
either A-
now when you got fucking kids, shooting up schools or shopping malls, or people driving trucks into fucking parades. Like, what do you do? I mean, like,
Speaking of shopping malls,
yeah, those idiots out in Miami that I don't know what the hell happened there. I don't, for a bunch of teenagers brawling and shooting off fireworks, seemed like an awful large response.
was it aliens? Was it a brawl?
Everyone says they point to that video that guy had on Twitter where he slowed down the footage, and it's too blurry. It's your typical, UFO camera footage where it's blurry, you can't make it out. But what's weird to me is that, they had a no-fly zone. They shut down the airport. They shut off power to the mall and the blocks surrounding it.
Mm-hmm.
That many cops responded. Like, if it were a terrorist thing, I get it. But like, if it was a bunch of teenagers brawling, shooting off fireworks, like, why do you need 100+ cop cars? Like, basically every cop car from, Miami-Dade and every surrounding county showing up.
Mm-hmm.
And where, why would they all of a sudden say that they confiscated cell phones? And everyone's like, oh, yeah, nobody has any footage in today's, society. Well, I'm sorry, but if shit hits the fan, the first thing you're going to do, you're going to whip out your phone and start recording it, put it on YouTube? Fuck no.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm going for the peace, and I'm going to cover my ass and cover my family. Like,
Uh-huh.
I ain't worried about recording it and put it on fucking social media. Like I can't imagine if you're in that situation where, you know, I see the footage of these people running out of the mall and
Thank you, Patty Melt.
they hear something, whether it's fireworks, gunshots. A lot of people don't know what that sounds like, and I don't know how many times you hear people say it. Oh, you hear fireworks, sounds a lot like gunshots. It does.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're in a crowded mall. That's the first thing you hear. Your reaction, you know, 90% of these people is going to turn and run away from it, not turn around and run towards it or stop and whip out my phone and go, "What's going on?" You
Yeah,
know,
exactly.
or like they interviewed one guy that the news had. He was in a store and he's like, I go to the you know the entrance of the store in the mall, and a crowd of people run by, and he's like I grabbed my girlfriend. We're just going. He's like, we're following the crowd. Like we're running away. Like we don't care. We're not going to stay here because you know you hear all this shit going down. Who knows? You know, I mean,
Should run, go hide behind something in the store.
well, especially if you're, you know, we've talked about this.
Go in like
If
the back room
if
or
you're
leave
not
that way.
if you're not armed, you know, I think the fight or flight takes precedence. You fly if you can, or you stand and fight. But if you're armed and you know, hey, I can't get out or I don't want to run out there, like you said, take cover, pull out your piece, and be ready for shit to happen. And hopefully nothing happens to where you need to do something.
Actually, being at a mall, malls are gun-free zones. So
That's
any
right. That's
legal,
right.
any legal gun owner would not be carrying at a mall.
Right, right. Because
Only
that sticker is going to stop somebody from bringing a gun into the mall.
Mhm. Look at the speed limit sign.
Yeah.
Everybody speeds, but we're supposed to be, following when it says 45.
What's
How many
the
of us actually
what's
do 45?
what's the saying about, like, you know, if guns are illegal, only the criminals will have guns? I mean, it's the same shit. You think that's
Excuse me.
you think that guy that shot up that school, you know, whatever the hell it was earlier this year, I'm sure there was one that happened.
Yeah, one
You
happened
know,
like yesterday in Iowa.
okay, right. So you think when that guy walked up to that door and saw that little no gun sticker sign, he thought, oh shit, I'm in the wrong. He turned around and went home. No, he fucking still walked in and shot it up. Like that doesn't deter anybody, but
Sure.
the
Now that I
legal
think
gun
about
toting
that,
people.
yeah, exactly, exactly. Hmm. Miami-Dade, was that an outdoor mall?
I don't know. All the videos I saw, the people running, it looked like they were running across the street. I don't know what kind of mall.
Never. I'm gonna have to look into that because I know.
Dadeland
And
Mall. Is that where it
and
was?
I don't remember. In like regular malls, like Gurney Mills, they have it posted.
Yeah.
That you're not, the gun with this cross through it. But I wonder if an outdoor mall would qualify too. I would assume so.
It looks
If it's a
like
mall, mall is a mall, and the property management probably has,
so
on their website.
it kind of looks like a Golf Mill Woodfield esque type mall where
Okay, like a covered mall.
there's a big enclosed area, but then you've got like perimeter stores or like
Okay.
small like strip malls of stuff around the perimeter.
So in that aspect, yes. If it's a like
But see,
a
like that,
normal 80s mall, 90s mall,
yeah,
yes,
yeah. But that's the thing is like
it's posted on every door.
if it's not a that's my whole argument about like I think that comes down more than to the politics too, because you look at like when Illinois went concealed carry, every fucking store put up a damn no gun sign. Didn't matter what it was, you know, unless you were a gun store or shooting range. They're basically the only ones who didn't, because nobody wants that shit in their store. But I'm like, that doesn't deter the bad people,
That doesn't stop a bad guy. Like the
yeah,
war on drugs,
right.
cocaine, heroin, meth,
Now
marijuana.
I
For the most
I
part, marijuana.
I get where they
It's
say
illegal.
like, okay, fine, no guns in schools, no guns in like, you know, bars. I get it. Like a bar, especially a bar,
No
nightclub.
bar, without
Like you
question.
got fucking
Without
alcohol,
question.
people do stupid shit fights break out all the time.
Yeah,
Bars,
yeah.
nightclubs, clubs, whatever. Yeah, no guns in there. I get it. But like, school, okay, I get it. Like,
Schools
I
used to
know.
have shooting teams, and
Yeah,
before
yeah.
when did gun-free zones? Was that 80? Was that the 80s or the 90s? I know Mr. Biden
It
had a hand in that, by
was
the way.
it was I think it was early 80s because
Um, and that's when,
the shooting clubs were like still even in like the 50s and 60s, I think. They
yeah,
used to
and
basically
there
do
were
22
no
long
coaches.
rifles. Yeah.
Oh, they had longer than that. They had hunting clubs,
I
stuff like
thought they
that,
were
where
just
they
all
would
like
bring.
22 long rifles that they were doing
No, no, not
like
the 22. No.
basic plinking.
Well, I'm sure they had 22s, but they had
Yeah.
30-06s, and like 308s, and 243s and stuff like that. But
I think though, like, like so my wife, she works at the high school.
hmm
They've got two police officers, full-time police officers stationed. They walk around with their guns. I
hmm
get it. It makes sense. I don't know, the whole argument about like should we arm teachers, should we have people armed? Look, it's I don't think you're going to force that on anybody because there's people who want it, there's people who don't want it. Like if your school came up to you and said, "Look, Eric, we know you carry, we know you shoot, we know you're a responsible gun owner, blah blah blah." We'd feel safer if we blessed it and said you can carry in school. I'd be like, fine, because that would make you feel safer. Also, knowing that the school's safer, they're going to feel like, hey, I know it. But then it's like,
hopefully,
but
hopefully,
then
because
then it would be like, one of the things I want to make sure is that the shit's documented. So if something does happen where I've got to do something to protect myself, my children who go here, or my other faculty members, like I don't want ramifications. I want legal representation paid for by the school. Like that's the shit I think that they have problems with because then it becomes like, okay, if you're a police officer, something happens, the policeman, the union, all that shit's covered. If you're now a member of the school, there's a gray area because now it's like, are they going to pay for if something happens to you when you're trying
yeah.
to?
But then as a parent, if something happens, I can go back to that school and say, one,
Yeah,
why didn't you take a better? Why
you
didn't you
can,
offer this? Why didn't you do this, or why didn't you do that?
but this
And then
this
I
is
could
the
sue the
problem.
school,
I
and
think this is the problem that people have is somewhere some lawyer looks at that and they put a number on that. So they
fuck the lawyer.
say if I have a teacher who's carries and now I've got to either provide medical or legal representation or training and yearly training, maybe renewing your CCA, whatever, that's on the school,
I
that's on
guarantee,
the school board, whatever.
I guarantee,
But
I
if you're,
guarantee you that.
wait, listen, hear me out. If they look at that and go, well, how much would we have to pay out if something happens at the school and students sue us?
How much are you gonna have to pay out if something
They
happens and
they put
someone's
it they
and
put a
you haven't
number on it,
taken
and
that
that's
contingency?
that's that's the problem. They put a number on it, and somebody decides which one's cheaper, and that's the one they go with. Look at car
Yeah. So.
manufacturers. Car manufacturers do that shit all the time. Voluntary
hmm
recalls, or they just say, you know what, we won't deal with a
hmm
recall, but we'll deal with paying out,
I
fines and
never,
shit because it's
I never
cheaper.
thought that was true until I actually looked that up. That was wild to read.
Yeah. It's I mean, insurance, it's you figure that's all the insurance industry is they're weighing their options.
Insurance is a fucking
Look at
scam anyway.
life insurance, health insurance. They're banking on you living and not having to pull out, dying, so your beneficiaries can pull out that $10 million life insurance policy.
hmm
That's why they make people now run through all these hoops and say you need, yearly checkups and stress tests, all the health checks, all that shit, because they want to make sure that
I
you're
got
not
two
going to
kids.
die on them and cost them all their money.
I got two kids in a full-time job. There's my stress test. You don't
Yeah.
like it? Tough shit. Deal with it.
I think a lot of that's, unfortunately that's what it boils down to is, what's the cost and what's it going to cost us? I shit the last company I worked at. We had that FBI investigation. In IT, my director comes to me and says they need to get this data off of tapes that we have. Well, the tapes were
Seven
like,
dollars credit in my Meta account.
uh, oh, that's for the headset, the Oculus. Yeah, I got one
Seven.
too. I used it, bought a game. So like the last job I was at, we got an FBI investigation. they said, hey, we need this data from like 10 years ago that you have on tape, because we knew we had the tapes, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't have the hardware to restore those tapes. I go to my director. He says, let's look up at like a data recovery company, right? I call a bunch of companies. I get a couple different quotes. I give them to him. I don't hear anything else about it. A couple weeks go by. I go back to him. I go, hey, whatever happened with that investigation? And he says, oh, we just decided to pay the fine that was levied by the court because we couldn't produce the data, because the fine was cheaper than paying somebody to recover the data. Now, that's different in that it doesn't involve, paying out a life insurance, or if a kid dies in a school shooting, shit like that. But that's the kind of crap that people decide. It's like they looked at the cost and time, and it was cheaper for them just to tell the court and the FBI, we can't get your data, we'll pay the fine. And they paid the fine, and that was it. Like, and that's all it boils down to, is a fucking number. Is they look at it and go, well, what's it going to cost? What's the cost? How many people have to die before we need to worry about, paying out for lawsuits?
I guarantee you, if something happened at the school, with my girls, and there was nothing done, the administration would be gone. I would, they would all be fired. I would make sure.
I think that's a valid thing, though.
They were all fired.
But I also think that, you look at all of the sad that it melted in a blizzard.
Oh no! I put the root beer in the. Shit!
It's sad that it's come down to it, but you look at like the historical school shootings, for instance. All the lawsuits that come out after that happens by parents and even teachers, that's against the administration, against the school district, because they could have done something different. I think part of it, like, yeah, could they have done something different? But at the same time, you don't want to live in a police state where your kids got to go through a fucking metal detector and a airlock system before going into school every day.
No, but in some schools that's a reality. Like in the city,
I go to my grandson's school, to drop something off during the day. He forgets his lunch. I go take it around lunchtime, right? I got to stand outside. They buzz you into the lobby. And I got to stand there before they buzz you in. But then they got the little window, which is all now fucking bulletproof. They've replaced all that shit. And they got the little sliding thing like at the bank. The lady slides it open. You know who you're here for. She recognizes me, buzzes me in. I go sign in. I drop off the lunch. I sign out and leave. That's the world we live in now. And that's the sad truth. Dan and I graduated fucking high school. The next year, they put in metal detectors. Now, granted, it wasn't like there were school shootings and shit going on, but it was made. They did that at Hersey. It was because of it was because of the gangs. They had concerns with kids coming in.
Wheelie didn't do that, and we had more gang problems than you did.
His brother went there, because he was still there after we graduated. And he said, they put in metal detectors.
Were more ghetto than we were.
Dude, that was. I mean, you're talking about the school where they used to bus the kids in from. Was it Maryville?
Boxwood?
Well, we used to get Boxwood. We got Maryville, and then we got Piper Lane.
No, we got Piper Lane.
Well, we had Piper Lane too. I know we had people from Piper Lane there. We had because I know they rotated. They did the Maryville too would also switch. So we basically had all three one year, and at one point, I'll never forget this because this was like the biggest fight that the school had. So after lunch hour, you could kind of walk around the main hallway of the school and wait before they opened up the doors to the wings. So you'd be standing there and there's like lockers and shit, and kids would go to their lockers and just kind of wait for the bell, and then they'd open the doors and the hall monitors would let kids go to class. So we're sitting there, and they had garbage cans and recycle bins on each corner of the hallway. They had the blue recycle bin with the holes cut in the top. And then they had the typical silver garbage can with the opening, with the black bag, right? And on the garbage can, they wrote, or like spray painted with like stenciling, it said no cans, because they wanted you to put everything in the recycle, right? You know where this is going. This Hispanic kid sitting on the garbage can, and I'll never forget this. And this other kid walks up and goes, hey, calls him the S word, basically the derogatory word. Can't you read? No cans, please. And then they just fucking started fighting like crazy. And I was like I'm standing there watching this. I busted out laughing, which was probably the wrong thing to do. But then the fucking like fight broke out, and these kids were like, they were like, it was like like a brawl. Like I was like, holy shit. Like, dude, it was, but like that's the shit that went on in high school. And like, but that was the worst we had. Like nowadays, somebody probably get fucking knifed for doing that. But like,
Yeah, we had a kid say something similar to that too.
yeah. And I mean, it was like at the time, I'm looking at it, and I'm like,
and
it
I'm
was
probably
like,
pretty sure I had the same response.
yeah, it was always like, oh, you did not. I just like laughed my ass off, and it's like then all of a sudden they just started fighting, and it's like, fuck.
Now, if they would have been boys, like if they were friends, they probably would have been like, "Oh man,"
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, right. Oh, come on, man, shut up.
Yeah, you know. But
I don't know. My wife says now, like they had she had two girls that were fighting, literally like knocked down, pulling hair, kicking on the floor, to the point where the police officers took them, separated them both, and took them out in handcuffs.
$50 on the blonde, $50 on the blonde.
Right. Well, she said it was like she's like, and the thing is like, hey, you don't want to get involved because like you know as a teacher, as a faculty, like you're not supposed to. That's why they have the policemen.
If I see some kid getting his ass beat, I'm jumping in.
But the other thing is too is, you know, I mean, not to say that there's not women that could handle their own, but she's not going to jump in there and try and pull two girls apart, let alone anybody who's fighting without. You know, and I tell her, I'm like, you know what? Look, I said they don't pay you to do security and like. If anybody ever sells you to do that, you tell them to fuck you. That's not my job. Like, there's a reason we pay. There's a reason we pay two actual police officers to sit there in the school to deal with this shit. Like, you know, around, like I don't care if you're working as faculty, as staff, you know, hall monitor or whatever. That's not your job description to sit there and try and break up a fight because you don't know what the hell's going to happen. You don't want to get in the middle of that, and I can't blame her. I'd be like, no, hell no.
I broke up one. Before Christmas. Jeez. I was using the staff bathroom and I kept hearing pounding on the wall and I'm like, what's going on? So I, you know, finish what I got to do and I go into the boys' bathroom because that's the walls butted up to each other. I didn't see anybody in there. I didn't see any damage, so I walked all the way back to the back stall and I checked to make sure everything's copacetic. And as I'm walking back out, like five boys come barreling into the boys' bathroom.
Jesus.
Door closes. One kid's got the other kid like this. He's like this, you know, cocked back, like, so
like pulling him in, yeah.
Like you know, and I'm like, hey, you know, I was like, hey, you know, I dropped my voice down to be, you know, a tough guy. I was like, hey guys, and they all just turned around and shit their pants and were like, oh, and they went out.
Like they're like, oh crap.
They're like, yeah. So I called the principal down. I said, hey, you know, here's what I saw. Here's what I did. You know, here's what I did. They all kind of shit their pants when they saw me because they weren't expecting somebody to be in the bathroom. Then they all ran back to the classroom. I'm like, if you need me to pull up the camera so you can see which kids it was, I'm like, pulled out my phone. You know, I got the camera right here. I can go back. He's like, all right, I'll go talk to him. So talk to him.
But like that's different than like if they were already fighting and you had to go in there and try and break it up. Like, would you do that? Would they ask you to do that?
I would do that just because if that was my kid, I would want somebody to stop my kid from getting his ass beat.
Yeah,
or
I guess to an extent,
I would want somebody to stop my kid from beating someone's ass.
Yeah.
You
like
know?
I don't know. Like her school, like I know she said they've told them like, no, don't get involved. Let the cops do it. You know, call the cops, call security. And they got radios.
And that kid might be retarded for the rest of his life. No offense, I'm jumping in.
But I mean, like, I wouldn't expect her or any of the other ladies to do that because they're not doing it. Like
I'm not talking. I'm going to start swinging. Don't get me. You know, I'm not. You know.
Well, like, but even then, like, I don't. You know what? You know, you look at all the shit now. Where if it were like two girls, would you try and break them up? I don't know. But they might be like, "Oh, you touched me inappropriately."
Yeah, you were beating some chick's ass. Don't beat this bitch's ass. And
you know, but then what if one of the girls says, "Oh, Mr.
I
Eric
won't.
touched me in the boob.
I won't grab you. I want to make sure you're on camera. I won't grab you by the back of your shirt and throw you across the room so I can
Yeah.
stop a fucking fight.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I think at some point, like if they've got people that are there to handle. Now you're obviously a smaller school in the high school,
Oh,
but
much smaller. Yeah. So I
like
mean, we don't
if
have
they've got if they got cops, it's like, you know what, I can call the cops. Like you know what, because I
no,
don't,
like
in high schoolers too. Like I don't know, they could have a knife, could have a gun. I don't know what the hell they're doing. You know.
if you're gonna pull a knife, you better have a big fucking knife because a knife
Well,
doesn't scare me.
no, but it's still someone could still fucking get clipped by it, and they could still hit you with it. Don't matter.
Uh,
I mean,
it,
it's one of those things where it's like I think
I'm not trying to be a tough guy, but a knife doesn't. I mean, unless
it,
it's
you say that now, but would you actually think about it in that instance? Would you sit there and go, shit, I got a wife, I got kids that go to this school. Am I going to put myself at risk for that? Like, oh, I'm a
yes,
tough guy. Like, yeah, a knife doesn't scare me. Well, it doesn't scare you
doesn't.
until they jab you in the stomach 3 times with it, or slice your artery or something. I mean,
You gotta get to me first.
and who's to say they're not? I mean, if you're running in there to grab him before he stabs a student, how do you know he's not going to stab you instead? No, I don't know. I mean, that's the kind of shit that, like, I,
Oh, I think about it all the time. And there was a kid with a knife. Supposedly, some girl had a knife.
and these are what, like,
No,
these are like
nobody
middle schoolers,
nobody knew about it.
but these are
I
like
heard it through the
middle
grapevine.
schoolers, right?
Yeah,
Like, what's
yeah,
the oldest?
elementary, middle,
Like
eighth
sixth
grade.
grade, eighth grade? Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, see, that's like, so that's what, like 14, 15? Yeah.
Oh, in eighth grade, like 13.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. So like 12,
Oh, yeah.
13. Yeah. I'm trying to think. The grandson's in fourth grade and he's going to be 9,
Yeah,
10. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. It's probably 13, 14. Yeah.
somewhere around there. I
Yeah.
don't
Like,
know.
I don't
I,
like,
I'm I'm
like,
not
what the
letting
hell?
somebody get their ass beat for 2 minutes until someone else gets here to stop a fight. I'm
What the
not. I'm
hell
not
kind of
letting that happen.
environment do these kids live in that they think that's okay to do though at that age? Like, that's like, there's something going on at home.
It- elementary school, elementary and middle school, probably not. I don't think I had that mentality then. High school
I
and
did. I sure as hell didn't, even in high school. Like, I never thought about bringing a fucking weapon to school. Like, who the hell would have?
I
Like,
was
so
too
I
meager and
knew
quiet.
there were kids that had um butterfly knives. They'd bring those to school. I knew that.
I had one. Oh, I didn't bring
Uh
it to school, but I had one.
and there were kids that had
Where'd that go?
the Swiss Army knives with all the fucking things in it.
Yeah, buck
Like,
knife.
yeah, buck knife, but it wasn't like anybody carrying around a fucking Rambo, fucking knife or anything like that. I mean, it was like,
Switchblade, like in the 50s.
yeah, the comb.
Actually, I'll send a video later to you. It
Yeah,
was
I
a
don't.
wonderful present my wife bought me for Christmas.
Nice, nice.
I'll send it to you later.
Shit, we're going at 2 hours already.
Yeah, we should probably call it. I have to go potty. I gotta
Oh,
go
Jesus.
potty, and I gotta thank my beautiful patty melt for the blizzard.
Yeah, where's
Uh,
mine?
it is it is an
Damn
I
it,
ate
Patty
it.
Melt.
I ate. John's curious where his was. Um, it was an off night from the gym, and typically I try to pick
One of your
one night
cheat
where I
nights.
just kind of eat what I want.
That's your
I
cheat
kind
night. There
of
you go.
yeah. Like I had Subway today, and then I had uh well, dinner wasn't too bad. Dinner was steak and rice, but usually if I want pizza or if I want tacos or um sushi or whatever, if I want
Yeah,
to eat like shit, I let myself do it at least one night. So
there you go.
that way I can uh, kind of a refeed too, but it just
Yep,
gives me like the cheat meal thing so I can get back on the ball tomorrow.
there you go. There you go. Go work out early.
So, no, I'm not going to go till Sunday. I'm taking Fridays and Saturdays off, so I can record Saturday night to try to be with my wife.
Cool,
And
cool.
Sunday's boring as shit, so might as well go on Sunday night. Or be depressed that I got to go to work the next day.
Yeah, I got to get back to the gym. Problem is, I think if I start going now, everybody's doing the fucking,
Stop whining.
New Year's resolution to do it, so it's going to be packed.
Nah, I don't give a shit. If I got to go to squat rack or the belt squat machine, or benches are usually taken from the bros. But I also go to a gym where there's a powerlifting area, there's a strongman area, there's a bodybuilding area. There's jiu-jitsu, there's a sauna, there's a cold plunge, there's a tanning bed. Ooh, I could be
Yeah.
Orange Man.
Ooh, nice.
I gotta get a big blonde wig though.
Now, do they do the spray, or is it an actual bed?
It's one of the stand-up. It's still tubes, I think.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't know. He just got it in. So I think it's tubes.
yeah.
Oh, that goes good right now to
The
warm up.
one the Planet Fitness, which whatever. They have they just got, I got a thing in their email. They got some new fucking spray one.
Oh,
Top
okay.
of they do it on top of the like they still have the beds with
Yeah.
the tubes. The like the little fucking panini press. It looks like.
Yeah, the ones where you gotta have the little things
Yeah.
in your.
Yeah, and it's got like lights, and it literally looks like a panini press. They close you in it. Apparently they got some spray booth thing or whatever the fuck it is, and I'm thinking to myself, oh, that's great. That's all people need, right?
I've done that before. I've done the spray tanning booth. When you do it, the person that I went with, they told me to stand there. When you're in the spray booth, and kind of like stand like that.
What?
So you're kind of standing like this, so when it sprays, your hands are back. So
Oh,
it
it gets
sprays your
everything.
hand.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
And then
Helps
you
you go-
turn
helps you,
turn around and do the other side, right, or something
And then you
like
turn
that.
around and
Oh,
I wonder if you could do that.
sprayed inside
Would
your
you-
chocolate starfish.
I wonder if you could recharge your chocolate starfish doing a tanning bed.
Recharge it.
Yeah, haven't you heard about the people recharging themselves
What?
with using their direct? I'll send you a link to it.
I don't know, man. The other one I've heard that's really weird to me is the people who are grounding themselves now. Have you heard that?
Yes. Patty Melt grounds herself frequently.
They put the fucking grounding wire to like their bed, and they sleep on a mat that apparently grounds like into the ground.
Oh no, I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
like earth grounding themselves, like some
I know
fucking like
Patty
it aligns
Melt.
their chakra or some shit. I don't know. The magic voodoo, whatever the hell
I'll
it
have
is.
to look into that. I know Patty Melt likes to walk barefoot outside to help ground with her feet. I'm gonna have to look into the
Yeah.
grounding bed.
Yeah, apparently it's something like you buy a mat, and it's basically like a fucking like a cable that like you ground. Either you like it goes outside to like grounded like thing, or like a ground wire and electricity. It's basically you're grounding yourself to disperse. I don't know. I don't know what. I think it's like a fucking joke. I honestly I don't know. Honestly, I mean it's because I can't take people seriously when I watch these videos. I see them every once in a while. I'm like, I don't know if this is legit.
Huh. Supposedly there's science to back up the grounding. I don't know. I'd
Yeah.
have to have Patty Melt come in and explain it
Yeah.
because she knows more about that than I do.
There, I just put a link in WhatsApp.
Yeah, I just sent Patty Melt one. That's actually I think the one I was sending her.
Nice.
The grounding
I don't
fitted
know.
sheet.
Like I
Yeah.
don't. People were saying it, and I'm like, and then like a couple of videos, like the shorts come up, and I'm like, it doesn't look like legit, but I'm like, I can't tell if you're serious or not.
I mean, because technically getting back to nature, doing, something, going outside, breathing fresh air, being among nature.
Yeah.
I mean, there's something to that. I
Well,
don't know
I think
about
there
you.
is.
I don't know
Yeah.
about anybody ever watching. I mean, it physically being out there doing it.
Yeah.
makes
Go
sense.
go
I
out
don't
and
know
touch
about this.
grass. That's the
I've
one I
never,
hear.
I've never heard of that. I'm gonna look into
Yeah.
it, and I would bet $50 as we'll have one by the end of next week. But
You tell us if it's a gimmick or not.
it's probably
Just
like
don't
those,
hook it up wrong and like end up electrocuting yourself in bed.
I'm
'cause
supposed to plug it in. I'm supposed to plug it into the side that lights up red, right? When I
Yeah,
put
right.
my voltage detector.
Right. plug it in and turn that switch to on position.
Oh.
Revigorate your sex life. There you go.
I'm not into that kind of stuff.
Oh, that's funny. Cool.
But all right, sir.
Yep.
I'm gonna go potty, and I'm gonna go thank Patty Melt, and
Nice.
yeah, that's about it.
Sounds good, man. All right, you have a good night. I'll
Another
talk
one.
to you later, buddy.
Yes, have a good one, everybody that made it this far. Thanks.
Yep.
Have a good one, and we'll see you next time.
Yep. Take care.